Welcome back to another episode of Be Like That. I'm Hobo and this is Ryan. And today we just want to wish everybody a happy Father's Day. We hope you can go out and enjoy yourselves, have you a good barbecue, or whatever it is y'all do for Father's Day.
What are you staring at me for?
It's your turn to talk.
I don't like talking.
I'm going to mix it up here soon. You're going to do some intros.
Okay. Probably do a better job than you.
Yeah, probably won't mess up as
Get
much.
it out.
But,
Father's Day.
Father's Day. Nay, fun stories about your dad.
Plenty.
Plenty, we'll pick
Uh,
a couple. Any you would like to share with the class?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think about
What?
what can go out on the internet.
Well, I've got a couple stories like me and Dad hunting, going mudding, going fishing. My dad kept me outside a lot.
We stayed outside. Was doing yard work and stuff a lot.
Like,
Really get into no hunting or nothing.
tell you, that's one of the scariest and dumbest things that we've ever done. I brought my bow out in the yard and was shooting it, getting ready for archery season. And Dad's like, "Hey, let me see that thing. Let me show you how we used to play with these things as kids." And before I could say anything, Daryl was already up in there. And I'm like, all right, so I'm running around the yard like a chicken with my head cut off. And he's just sitting there trying to look at the arrow. It's like, all right, well, don't do that, by the way. It's very dangerous. I'm just telling y'all from experience, don't do it. I love my dad, I do. But I feel like he's got less brain cells than I do. And I can say that now because he has a TBI.
It was always working on different stuff and everything. That's where I got most of my work ethic from.
Like,
Just so he's always doing odd jobs and mowing yards, stripping junk. Those that was a lot of the fun parts. Can't say that. We got we got all of our stuff legally, just some things are frowned upon. When I was probably like 4 or 5 or something, he got a drill because like most of your ACs, like they're all put together with like the same screws. So like one bit would take out a whole unit, and then like some other units would take the same bit. Sometimes you'd have to change it, but he put a drill bit in, and like I'm barely big enough to walk, and he's like, if that fits on anything, take it loose. Don't lose none of the screws in the driveway.
right?
And I mean, when I was in third grade, I could tell you what copper was going for by the pound.
Yep.
Barely could multiply.
He
I
tell
knew
you
how
what
much
copper
copper was
is.
worth.
Oh man, he just taught you how to work hard,
Right,
how to make
man.
monies, how to make money in a I ain't gonna say an unconventional way,
Yeah, I mean, if everything falls apart, I have options.
right?
Like I can take junk, I can work on houses, I can mow yards, and I've done as an adult on my own, I've done just about all of that to make ends meet at one point or another. I mean, I almost had a lawn care business going there for a couple of years.
Right.
I had a few yards that I would take care of regularly and stuff. Uh,
I think that's something I may try to do with my boys this year.
Start mowing.
Yeah, like they're 7 and 8.
Yeah,
You can cut that if you want to. It don't bother me.
matter of me, mine's been mowing.
Like,
I had to disconnect the little safety switch on the seat where you have to weigh so much to have it running. I had to disconnect that so my kids could mow.
right. Well, I think that starting on that one. Well, I mean, I started out like you said, real young, working around the yard, and
Yeah,
like, I think that's how we need to, or how the work ethic got instilled in me. Like, hey, you
yeah,
can do anything.
yeah. Because I mean, with the riding mower and stuff, it's like it's not that labor intensive or nothing, and then like it steers like a car and stuff, so it's like you're kind of learning the basics of how to drive, but like lawnmower does like 3 to 5 mile an hour when it's mowing, unless you
Hmm.
have like a commercial grade, something that can go a little better. Well, like, if they run into something, they're not going to damage anything or get hurt or nothing. Uh, the only thing is when you disconnect that safety, it's like if you come off the seat, it'll keep going. Uh, but like just don't fall off the mower.
Right.
Like,
Well, I think I'm gonna start them out with push mowers,
yeah.
maybe some battery operated weed eaters.
Started mine with them old school mowers that don't have an engine. Just got to make it very clear how to not lose your toes.
Yeah.
But they like those. I liked them. I used to mow like that when I was in middle school. I did it by choice to stay in shape. It's like the faster you're going and the faster it turns, the better it cuts. So I just run back and forth across the yard with that thing.
Right.
It's a good workout. That's what I got the kids started on.
Well, I think that's one of the main jobs of being a dad,
Yeah.
like instilling that work ethic and like that sense of like, hey, I independence. Is that probably the right word?
Yeah, maybe.
Kind of a toughness, grit, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I can do this. I don't need somebody else to do it for me, type thing.
Yeah, I need to figure out. I had them taking wheelbarrows apart last night because we got a bunch of busted up wheelbarrows and stuff. But I was like, we can take this bucket, that wheel. This one's got good handles. Like we can get two or three of them in good shape and throw the rest of the junk away and set all the tools out. And I was like, I need these took apart. And they're like, well, how do we do that? And I was like, everything you need is right here. Figure it out. And I mean, they got like three of them took apart.
Well,
But I was like, as long as their mom ain't there to be like, oh, they don't know how to do that. Like they'll figure it out.
yeah,
Like I like setting them up with stuff like that. And I think my dad did that to me a lot. I don't know if it was on purpose or if he knew he was doing it, but he gave me a lot of stuff, and I was like, I don't know, but he's busy over there, so I'm gonna figure this out. So it's got to be done before he gets back.
yeah,
Like, work on a lot of problem solving skills and stuff.
yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of people, I guess, a lot of people say that's tough love, but I think it's needed. I think it's definitely a necessity of,
I don't think it's tough love. Like I'm right there. You can ask me questions. Like I'm not gonna answer you because I want to see you figure it out for yourself. Like Dad probably would have answered me if I asked him, but I didn't need to ask him much. So been doing it since I was 5. I know what's going on.
well, I mean, from the whole perspective of, oh, you're not going to help them out, like you're not going to show them what to do. No, it's like if it's a little complex, maybe like, hey, this would work out better than this. But if it's like, hey, hammer this nail in, or hey, use this tool that fits that bolt to loosen it, you can figure that out.
Well, I mean, I still run into stuff where I'm like, not exactly done it before, don't have the right tool or something, but I'm like, it needs to be done. I have to figure it out.
Right,
Sometimes you got to take a step back and look at it and think about it for a little bit, but still has to get done.
right,
So like without that and learning how to figure it out without somebody giving you the answer, like how are you supposed to figure out how to figure it out?
right.
This is the part where you talk.
I know. I was just thinking, I say that to my kids a lot. Like,
Figure it
just
out.
figure it out, buddy. Like,
Right.
I mean, I don't want to say like I don't feel bad sometimes, but like I don't want them to just rely on everybody else for all the things that they can't figure out. Like my youngest is always like, I can't. It's like, well, you will, or it just won't happen.
Right.
Like, I want to do this. Okay, well, go do it.
Right.
Well, I can't do it. Then figure it out, or it's not happening.
Figure it out or it ain't gonna get done. Like,
Right? Like I ain't gonna do it for you.
right.
I've got other things to do.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there's things that obviously we're gonna see here, and I'm not gonna say hold their hand the entire way, but there are things it's like shooting a bow or shooting a firearm. Granted, a little more sense of alertness, obviously, but like I'll show you the fundamentals.
Yeah.
I'll tell you how to aim, but I can't aim it for you.
Right.
Like I'll make sure you're not hurt or you're not endangering yourself or others. Like
Yeah. Like, we're there to give you the tools and make sure that everything's getting operated safely.
right,
Then, like, whether it works out or not, you got to figure that out.
yeah. I did figure out one thing from my papa.
Huh.
You can drive a lawnmower with your feet, but you don't have control over the throttle. And if your grandmother just happens to be in front of you, better turn quick.
Yeah.
We used to have an old snapper lawnmower, like rectangle steering wheel. I used to throw my feet up in there, just throw it and drive, and use my feet to steer it because I thought it was cool stuff.
Huh.
And wasn't paying attention. My mom was like crouched down behind a bush doing her little gardening stuff or weeding. And I come around the bush and my mom was like, I'm like, oh no. So yeah, it was about a bad ordeal.
Right.
I got beat for that one too. Or disciplined.
I had my oldest driving my wife's car around the yard and like up the driveway and stuff, and she ran into my truck with it. She gets stressed out over like not stressful stuff. And I'm like, hit the brakes, and she's like, I don't know. I was like, every other time that you want to stop, when there's no pressure, you got no problem getting to the brake. Get to the brake. I was like, otherwise my truck is gonna stop us.
I done that to my youngest sister. One of my youngest sisters. She was driving me around for the first time, and I was just like, hey, like, how long you been driving now? She's like, hey, not long at all. I'm like, okay. Well, I just start pushing buttons, like the
Yeah,
windshield wipers were going crazy, had the four ways on, blaring the horn, knocked it into neutral while we're going down the road. And she's like, stop it. I'm like, all you gotta do, stop, take a breath, be like, oh, hey, it's in neutral, pop it back and drive. Push this button, turn that knob. It's not that big of a deal. It's all about keeping a cool, level head in a stressful situation.
when we were, I think like Papo did it to Dad, Dad did it to us. I did it to my wife. So I taught her how to drive, kinda. She does a lot of stuff now that I didn't teach her to do that, but she won't admit that. And then I'm gonna do it to the kids, but they would go down like an old back road or something where like nobody's really around. There's like almost no consequences, and they'll be going, and you just start freaking out and yelling stop, and see how long it takes them to come to a complete stop. And like I did it to my wife for the first time, and she was like, "What are you yelling about?" And just like kept driving. And I was like, "Well, we're all dead." And I was like, "You don't know where the brake is?" And she was like, yeah, did you want me to stop? And I was like, no, I was just screaming stop like a crazy person because I wanted you to keep going.
Right,
I was like, if a deer runs out in front of you, somebody pulls out in front of you or something, I was like, you're going to be panicked and you're going to need to know which pedal stops the car.
right.
But we've always done that. And then sometimes we'll just be going real slow and I'd reach over and jerk the steering wheel over in the ditch. And then she would get mad at me, but I was like, if you run off the road, it's like, you're in the ditch now. What do you do? So I was like, you're not going to know. Like, best way to learn is by doing it. I was like, you don't I don't think I've ever planned to be in the ditch.
Right.
So like take you by surprise. Which is why when she put my truck in the ditch and then got it stuck, I was like, you knew not to stop and just to ease it back on the road. Done it several times. And she was like, well, I panicked. I was like, this is what the training was
You
for.
should have learned the
Why don't
lesson.
you fall back on your train? So we had to go out and do some remedial courses.
Let's try this again.
Right.
But I don't know. Do you think so? So do you think as a dad, like we need to have like build that stress level in them?
Yeah, they need to know that like everything's not that big a deal.
Right.
Like nobody's coming to help you. You're on your own.
Right.
Like you have people, but like you're the most reliable source to help yourself.
Right. Like help yourself until you absolutely can't. All right. Then call me.
Yeah, like if I have to come and help you every day for like uh minuscule task, like eventually I'm like, you can't do this by yourself, I'm gonna stop showing up.
Right.
But like if you handle stuff, then I know like when you call me, like you actually do need some help.
Right.
Like I'm not gonna be making excuses or nothing like that. I'm gonna be getting there.
So, yeah.
That's about a good role for a dad, just to get you ready for life. Yes. Like mom's gonna make sure that you're took care of and that you can talk about your feelings and stuff like that. Dad's gonna keep you employed and out of jail
Yeah.
most of the time.
We usually teach you how to win a fight.
Uh,
All right. So I think I'm gonna. I feel like I'm gonna be harder on my girls than my boys when it comes to like hand to hand activities. I don't know if that's the right word to use, but
'Cause you're a sexist.
yeah. No, like I don't want. I want my girls to grow up to be strong, independent women that can handle themselves.
Right,
Like they don't need to rely on a man to defend them, but whoever they decide to marry better freaking defend them. I feel like there's a gray line there that I'm probably riding on, and I'm probably contradicting myself a little bit.
I've fully ran that line all the way over.
What do you mean?
I don't I don't parent on gender.
Well,
I
I
was like,
mean,
you're like my girls are working on my truck and mowing the yard, and they're like, I'm not raising girls, I'm not raising boys. I'm raising kids who are going to be adults one day, and
that's
they're
probably a good way of looking at it.
which I mean, from what I've seen, dude, my daughters are more of a man than most of the boys their age will ever be.
Well, that's my oldest girl. Like, she's the toughest. She's the toughest boy I got.
Right,
She's the hardest worker too. It don't matter if I'm cutting grass, splitting logs, or whatever. She's out working the boys 10 to 1.
right. Mine's trying to take a lazy spell right now. We're gonna jump on that.
Well, I mean, I'm alright with a lazy spell occasionally.
Yeah, we just got to
You
get it.
get, you got to earn that lazy time though.
Yeah, we got to get it stopped because that, like, if you want to take a couple days and be lazy, cool, but you can't take months and years.
Yeah, no,
Like, you have a day off, you get one day a week off,
yeah,
and then like, other than that, we're on it.
man. My boys will go work 10 minutes. They'll be like, all right, I need a break.
Yeah,
Like, job ain't done yet, boys.
I'll show you a break.
Take a break when dinner time comes.
You need a break from your break.
But, yeah, I mean, it's
We used to set out. Me and Dad be working on one thing or another, and it'd start getting a little dark, so we'd plug up some lights, and then it'd get a little darker, so we'd plug up some more lights. We'd have 15 lights plugged up, and then Mom would be hollering that I got school in the morning, and it's almost midnight, and I still ain't had dinner.
well. Hey, listen, there's there's plenty of times where I'd be out leveling the gravel in the driveway or up under the house plumbing until like 10 or 11 at night. And back the whole thing. He showed me, hey, this is how you put the fittings and the glue and the cleaner and all this stuff. Like, all right, the water busted, last night, going to y'all's bathroom, get under there and fix it.
Right.
And be up late fixing it, but it got fixed.
I forget what it was, but something messed up or broke or something happened a few weeks back, and I was out at work, and my wife called me and was like, whatever it was, and I was like, cool, it's not a big deal, and she's like, we're gonna fix it when you get home. I'm like, tell the kids to fix it, and she's like, they can't fix it. I was like, have they tried?
Had they looked at
Because
it?
the last time whatever it was something that had happened before, and I was like, last time they worked on it with me, like they should be able to handle it, and then they had it fixed by the time I got home.
Like,
I was like, that's what we're shooting for. Like like I got a lot of stuff to get done around here. Like the more you guys can do, it'll instead of me doing these little things, I can come home and knock out the big projects.
which will ultimately lead to more family time.
Right. Which, I mean, I use that as family time. Like we're hanging out, I'm teaching you some stuff. Like my best memories with my dad is like being productive and getting stuff done.
Right.
Like,
Like, I get that. And I think that's a big role, like in a lot of the core memories. But I also get the whole, like, hey, we need to spend time with them other than just working, like going on vacation or something.
yeah, I mean, like you got a yearly vacation if you have like a movie night once a month or something like that. But like those are like we had those, and I have like we'd either take a vacation or go camping or whatever we could afford once a year, and like we'd have movie night every now and then. But those are just like that's it, like just basic. Like I don't remember a movie night, but like I remember getting a pipe thrown at me, like so. Like I know we had movie nights and stuff like that, but I don't have any core memories from that.
Yeah,
But I know how to fix everything on this property without calling somebody else to come do it.
right.
They're gonna charge me $900 for a service call.
Yeah. If I can get the work done for a quarter of the price, I'm going to do it myself.
Right. I mean, I'm at a point now, I'll fix it. It'll cost me more to fix it myself, but I can teach the kids how to work on it.
Yeah,
And I'm like, worth it to me.
right. I'm waiting until we switch over to well water, and then the boys are going to start working on the well.
Yeah.
Like, by the time I was their age, I was rebuilding complete well systems, besides digging the hole. But yeah,
I've got to get my well up and running so I can get it hooked to the new house.
it's a fun time being a dad.
Right. What are you looking at?
You're in tubs.
Oh, that's my foot.
Oh, okay.
I can't bounce my legs, then everything here starts shaking.
Can't let the ADHD take over.
I gotta move something. I sit still too much.
So we need some fidget toys.
Fidget toys mess with the audio and stuff.
That would. Thanks for joining us today on this Father's Day episode. We hope y'all have a good Father's Day and enjoy time with your family. I'm Hobo. This is Ryan, and sometimes it be like it.